Biafra, superstars, media.
My people, my Biafran people, now how on a day? I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending from where you're listening to the sound of my voice. This one, na Biafra Superstars Media, and I'm holding it down. I say, may God bless Biafra, and may God bless His Excellency Oyendo Mazenam Kano. May God bless His Excellency, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, the one and only ESN, Ekpa, Simon and Njoku, for the great job Simon is doing. Simon, I want to say we thank you, we appreciate you, we love you, because we know in your hands Biafra is coming, in your hands Biafra is safe, and in your hands when Biafra comes, the people of Biafra will rejoice. My fellow Biafrans, today I will make this one sharp and brief. The man they call Abaribe, Senator Heinaya Abaribe, a man who once was a champion for the Biafra movement, a man who wore the t-shirt of the dot in a circle, a man who stood as a shorty for our leader Oyendo Mazenam Kano, a man who has been a champion and advocate, oh my God, for the people of Biafra. Suddenly, in the past 2 years, we saw this man change. We saw the way he was changing like a chameleon. He was changing his color. Next thing, he was saying, God bless Nigeria and goddamn Biafra. He was insulting us. He was insulting those who were fighting for his liberation. He was insulting our Prime Minister, Ekpa, Simon and Njoku. He was even saying he met with the Finnish government, asking them to send Simon Ekpa back to Nigeria. The Nigeria this man loves so much, and now suddenly, because he has seen that the Boko Haram, those they call the killer headsmen, they have now come to Abuja. They are now dwelling in Abuja. They are kidnapping in Abuja. The rich are no more safe. The so-called politicians, they are no more safe. Abaribe is now panicking. He is now speaking truth to power. My people, suddenly, Abaribe the pretender is finally speaking the truth about that so-called Nigeria. In this discussion, I want you to listen to the first question they asked him and see the response he gave. If you are ready, let us go there. Listen.
I normally start the conversation, about Nigerian future by asking my guests, if you look at where the country is today, do you think that the country, our nation, is on the trajectory to that Nigeria, that great or greater Nigeria that we all dream? Are we on course, in your view?
Well, I would say that we are not. I think that Nigeria, unfortunately, has suffered a dearth of leadership committed to the country. And I'm very measured when I make this type of pronouncements. And the reason is simple, too, is that you find that whenever you say the truth, it's always twisted. Oh, you're in the opposition. Oh, you don't like us. Oh, it's because your own person didn't win. Those type of things. And then, of course, the conversation gets lost in the brickbats that follow. But I'm particular that we need to continue to talk about Nigeria. We need to talk about our deficiencies, which are much. And I also need to...
You see, this is the problem of this man. He has told you in the beginning that the trajectory that zoo is going, he is not sure of a brighter Nigeria. He said that. But on the other hand, now he's trying to say, but they need to come together and discuss. Find a way to discuss and sort things out. How many years have those idiots that claim to be politicians, they've been discussing that so-called discussion? For how many years have they been discussing? That is the question. When is enough enough? When will you say enough is enough? When will you get sick and tired of hearing the same bullshit? Every day you keep on discussing something when you know the basic problem with that zoo was restructuring during that time. And you know a particular tribe, they don't want to use their ear to hear about restructuring. And just yesterday, Wale Soyinka was trying to become meticulous. Oyibo. He was trying to be, clever with the words. He's a wordsmith. Now somebody when study literature. He's very good with the words. And he was trying to bring a new word to hide that main thing when they know to be the main problem. Reconstruction is the main thing. How do you, change the way that zoo is? But they are, oh my God. Ordinary restructuring, they cannot say that word. Now he has to come with a new word to make it sound more palatable. Hey, to make it sound more sweet in the mouth for the Fulani Cabal. Those when they use hand wash nyash. Those when una say they don't go to school. Those you said they drink the urine of cow. They shower with the urine of cow. To speak to them in the language they understand, you are scared. You are trying to be meticulous with your words. You want to make it sound sweet and nice. Oh my God, have mercy. Look at this man here now trying to say, okay, the country is not good, but we must keep on talking. For how long will you keep on talking with that zoo? That's my question. For how long? When is enough enough in that zoo? Let's continue. Listen.
Talk about the fact that the trajectory we're following will probably lead to an implosion. And it has been a long time coming. And not just that.
Hold on there, sir. You see, this is the problem I have with the so-called scholars, the politicians. He just said the trajectory they are following will in the long run lead to an implosion. Implosion is an opposite of explosion. Explosion is when you do it on an overt level. Explode, when you say bomb, it blow out. Implosion means you are destroying from within. You know that Nigeria is not one. You know that Nigeria was owned by Britain. You know Nigeria was a company before it became a country. You know that Britain told the Fulani Cabal they were born to rule. You know there is no love in that zoo. You know there is tribalism, nepotism, retapism, and all the isms. You know all this. You know that zoo is not fair. Yet you still believe in that zoo. Why would there be an implosion? Only a blind man. In fact, I will probably forgive a blind man that cannot see where that zoo is going. But every other person can see it. It is clear to see. My Lord have mercy. God have mercy. I promised myself not to get angry online, but the spirit keeps on pushing me. The spirit of Biafra keeps on pushing me to shout and bring the lion out of me, because sometimes this gentleman talk does not work. People, they are stubborn, they are hard in hearing. Ishike, stubborn head, they are hard in hearing. The only language they understand is when you speak that lion, roar to those fools and vagabonds in that zoo called Nigeria. That's the only time they hear you. Because when you speak like a gentleman, they will not listen to you. When you speak like a gentleman, they will not listen to you. This man just told you that the road is rough. The trajectory, the journey, the way Nigeria is navigating, the way it's moving, it will implode very, very soon. Some will say Nigeria is sitting under a keg of gunpowder. Yet you still believe in Nigeria. When you know, say, a driver driving you to a journey is going to the wrong journey, will you remain in that car, or will you come out from that car and say, driver, stop here. Thanks, but no thanks. I will not continue with you again. Because that road where the carry me go, I don't know where that road there. I don't know the destination you are taking me to. Thank you, but no thanks. That's how it's done in the Western world. Even in a relationship, if you are in a relationship, if it's not working out, if there is a domestic abuse and all those things, if there is stress and miscommunications in that relationship, it is time to back out from that relationship. Only a fool will remain in that relationship. If you are there and your husband is beating you, you are going through, the domestic violence, domestic abuse, and the rest of them, and you still remain there, then the blame is on you. The blame is on you. He's here talking about implosion. An implosion. The trajectory that the zoo is going, if you're not careful, there will be an implosion. You see? This is the problem with your politician, because he has weighed it. He has weighed both of them. Oh my God. He has looked at it. If I leave this politics, the 3 million or 10 million I'm making a month will stop. If I say break up Nigeria, the money I am making easily will stop. In economics, we call it opportunity cost. Okay? The cost of the foregone alternative. Oyibo. Opportunity cost is this. This is why Simon Ekpa said the politicians will never support you for your Biafra. I watched the broadcast of our Prime Minister where he said the politicians of that zoo, those waiting for politicians to join us for Biafra, you are a liar, you are a fraud, you are a criminal. They will never join us. Because they love what they have in their pocket every month. As the saying goes, a bird in hand is worth than 10,000 in the bush. Opportunity costs. The politicians like Abaribe, not just him alone, all the politicians in that zoo, they don't want to break it up because they say, wow, I am in a position right now as a politician, a position that every Nigerian would love to be in, where every day I make more than 5 million. Every month I make close to 100 million. Easy money. If I leave this politics, if I say break this Nigeria, how will I make such a money? That is the question these idiots are asking. They love what they are getting now. They are saying the cost of saying break Nigeria up is the 100 million naira they make every month. Opportunity cost. The law of opportunity costs. Sometimes the value of what you have depends on the value of what you are letting to go. Our leader, Mazinda Mekano, they told him, stop fighting for Biafra. Take 100 million. Take money. Is it a job you want? The job is yours. Those in America, they told him, if you want business in America, the business is yours. If you want to do anything in America, we can give to you. Forget this Biafra and come and stay with us in America. Opportunity cost. Most of you in a heartbeat, you will carry your load, carry your bag, your book a flight ticket and fly to America to go and stay. Abandon the movement and go and live in America with your family and children. But our leader did not do that. So in this case now, this man here, he knows that Nigeria, the trajectory, the way Nigeria they move, the way the thing they navigate, if they go to a destination where nobody sabi, because if you get to that destination, it go implode. That's the worst one. Implosion is worst. Because now from inside, the damage will be done internally. Implosion. He knows this, but he still believes in one Nigeria. The question these guys are not asking is that, what is the reason behind this problem in Nigeria? Why is this problem there? Who is against restructuring in that zoo? That since 1966, after the first coup till now, even before Biafra, Ojukwu discussed with Gowon, that idiot. They discussed with him in Aburi. They drank wine together in Aburi. They ate from the same plate. They chopped chicken and chips from the same plate in Aburi. And this idiot called Gowon, he promised Ojukwu that all the action plans will be agreed. I blame Gowon as the first person to betray the so-called stakeholders of that so-called Nigeria. He went against Aburi. Until this day, Nigeria is suffering the consequences of failing to honor the agreement in Aburi. What you call the Aburi Accord. Till this day. That man called Gowon, that prayer must keep on going on. All the prayer warriors from Biafra. We must pray in the morning, pray in the afternoon, pray in the night. If possible, go to the mountaintop and pray that Gowon will not die. Gowon must live. He must live to see Biafra. Even by mistake, if nature calls him by mistake and he dies by mistake, he will die with his eyes open. His eyes must remain open to see the children of God, Biafrans, free. I blame this on him. That 7 million people died in that zoo was due to the action taken by Gowon. It's a honor to keep your own part of the bargain. It means you are not a honorable man. You are not an honorable man because you broke the promise you had with somebody. What's so funny is you went to a foreign land with external stakeholders. They sat with you for 2 days. You all discussed these things. You ironed it out. It was signed, sealed, and delivered. And at the end, Ojukwu was implementing his own. You went there and you went against it. You left our leader with no choice. A principled man, when you break an agreement, as being a principled man as Ojukwu was, he had to do what he had to do. But he went to you, to Aburi, to avoid that war that was inevitable. Lord have mercy. He went to Aburi. He took the risk of going to Aburi with you just to avoid that war. Gowon went there as well. They discussed, they agreed, they drank wine. You saw the videos of them drinking wine. Are they vexed? I'm angry. 7 million souls perished. Children, women, and the vulnerable. They perished. Go on, because of you, I did not see my grandfather. And you think I'll forgive you. My grandfather, all he did was go to the church. My, how should I put it now? My aunt, she was a child then. She was in a nursery school, a Catholic school. When the war was getting closer, my grandfather now went to the Catholic school to go and get his daughter. My mama's sister there for nursery school, for a Catholic school, for, oh my God, have mercy. Hey, God have mercy. You see, if the whole world forgive that man they call Gowon, me, I will never forgive him. All this could have been avoided. The anger I have in me, the pain I have in me, it is burning me in the inside. I will show no pity. I will show no, oh my God, huh? In fact, when on social media, let's keep it calm. All my grandfather did was go to the Catholic church. Within the Catholic church, there is a school there in Biafra land. He went there to get his daughter, my mother's sister. As he got there, because the war was getting close, the civilians said, okay, let me go and get my daughter, or, the war is, so that they could run into the bush. People were running. As he got there, again, Nigerian Fulani military, I told you, they don't respect your place of worship. Now I am putting 1 and 2 together. They don't respect your place of worship. They went to that church to kill people. What same thing they've been doing today, even in 2024, they are still killing Christians. They still burn down churches. They went to the church to kill people. They saw my father there, or my grandfather, trying to take the daughter from the church. And they told him he had 1 minute to drop that child down and take the bullets, or they would give him the bullets plus the daughter. They saw him with a child, with a 6-year-old child. Pekin won't be 6 years old. His daughter was 6 years old in a nursery school in the Catholic, this thing there. The priests, they came out, they were begging him. Oyibo priest, Irish priest, they came out. The nuns, the sisters, they came out and they said, this man is not a soldier. He only came here to take his daughter. Can't you see? This is a school, he came to take his daughter. Allow this man and his daughter to leave. They said, no. Wallahi ta'ala, we give you 1 minute. And the minute is counted. Wallahi ta'ala, if you don't leave him now, we shoot you and the Pekin now. You must die. He pleaded with them. They wouldn't listen. They cocked their guns. The priest looked at them. A white priest, though. He looked at the Fulani soldiers, the Nigerian army. He looked at them in the eye and said, wow, this man you want to kill is an innocent man. He has nothing to do with this war. Look at his child. Where do you want his child to be or live? Please rethink and reconsider for all that is good. Rethink and reconsider for all that is good. They refused. They cocked their guns, ready to kill him. The priest then now looked at him, prayed for him, made the sign of cross on his forehead, and left with my mother's sister, my auntie. They went back into the church and they railed down more than 21 bullets on him. They killed him. So for those who are telling me, oh, the Biafran war, it was just the soldiers they were killing. No, they said they will kill every male in Biafra land. And today I will make a revelation. My prime minister, just last month, I was in a seminar and there was this guy who was a Cameroonian. We were discussing, I use psychology because I know about Ambazonia and the rest of them. So I use psychology on him. I told him, bro, what's happening with your country, man? Cameroon, I heard, there's this country called Ambazonia or something. He got so angry when he heard about, he said, those people, we shall do to them what our people did to them in Nigeria. No, he said, we shall do to them what Nigeria did to the Biafrans. I was shocked. He didn't know I was a Biafran. I said, what do you mean? He said, in the Biafran war, what the military did, do you know during that time, the Nigerian government was discussing with the Cameroonian government as well. What they did was called a zero-in. I'm digressing. What they did was called a zero-in. They take a point in position, which is the Nigerian soldiers. They take a point and they start to move in a triangular way. Anything they see there that is a male, man or young boy gets killed. He said, what the Nigerians did to the Biafrans is what they will do to the Ambazonians. They will zero them in. And all their soldiers will move, that anything moving will be gone down. That they will spare the women, but any man, male or boy moving will be gone down. And so Adam said, oh, are you saying that was what happened in Nigerian war? He said, yes. The Nigerian soldier, they planned with some Cameroonian soldiers as well. They zeroed in our people. They were killing males, in fact, males, Not just the soldiers. They lied to you when they told you they were killing soldiers. It was not just the soldiers, because they know in the Biafran man, we have the fighting spirit. If they don't kill the youths will join the military. So they said they will kill all the males in the land of Biafra. I got that revelation from that guy, a foreigner, telling me their plans for the Ambazonia to zero them in. I was blown away. I was blown away. So for me and Gowon, we have a personal vendetta. This same man is the reason why my father lost all his properties during the Biafran War. This same man. So I have a personal vendetta with the man they call Gowon. I will never show no pity for him. I will never have any affinity or whatever for that man whatsoever. I will never pity him. Even when he dies, his soul will never rest in peace. And wherever my spirit will meet that man, heaven or hell or in purgatory, wherever my spirit in the afterlife will meet that man, I will bring him down. Part 2. I will never pity that man, because this man made me not to see my grandfather. You see? My own story with that man is something different, because what they had in Aburi could have solved all the killing. More than 7 million people died. That was a discussion. That was the leeway. Even the president of Ghana was so happy. He said, at least these two guys, my two big brothers, they came to my house and we discussed in Aburi. The problem is solved. Nigerians rejoice. He said that back then. He was telling the whole world, oh, they came together. In fact, we sat down, we drank wine, we ate from the same plate. I'm so happy, there is peace. There will be peace in Nigeria. That's what he said. Not knowing that he was dealing with the devil. He was dealing with the devil, the son of perdition, a devil, a criminal who cannot honor his words. His words are useless. At the vex, so guys, I'm really angry. When I hear about that man called Gowon, my blood boiled, because this guy, he took something vital away from me, man. It's personal. Me and Gowon, it is personal. Let's continue. I digress.
Talking about it today. I have been consistently talking about it since I entered the National Assembly. From the time that I wasn't even, up to the time I was minority leader, and people could see what I was always talking about. Unfortunately, when I was minority leader and when we were talking about the trajectory the country was following at that time under the last government, the impression was being given, first, that I was Igbo-centric. Then, secondly, that, he's opposition, so what else are you expected to hear from him? But the point is that it's only the opposition, too, that we point out to the government in power where they are going wrong. And then tell them to make some changes. So it's not necessary that every opposition person is destructive.
What do we have to do to get back on course, since it's your view that we are not on course? What do you think has to happen?
Essentially, two things. First, if you look at our polity, you will find that there is a very clear divide now, unlike before, between the haves and the have-nots. Before, there could be a trajectory for you to move from wherever you are into the middle class. From the middle class, you can go up. The divide wasn't as much as it is today.
The divide has become stark.
It's so stark. And another thing is that enlightened self-interest is no longer what the elite think about. I mean, you cannot see that people are suffering and you still come in their face to show them that they are the downtrodden. You don't do that, because all you're doing is that you're stoking embers that will erupt later in the life of the nation. And so, first, the country must walk away from ostentation. It's too much. Yeah, well, I mean...
You mean the political leaders?
Yes. When I say the country, I'm talking about those who are running the country. It's us.
Yeah, it's important to
You understand?
Yes.
We must walk away from ostentation. We must show that we also have empathy. We must also show that if you're asking people to tighten their belt, you must also show that you are tightening some yourself. You understand?
Right.
And so, we must have a measure of piety, a measure of, let's say, moderation in things. And that we have not seen. Today, everybody is so concerned about, dollars are going up, this and that. It's very simple. I'm an economist. Whenever supply is short and demand is up, what do you have? you just have to have inflation. It's fundamental.
Yeah.
So the first thing you should do is to ask yourself, okay, so OPEC says that we need our quota, it's about 2 million barrels a day or more. What are we doing? We're doing less than 1 million barrels. We've even mortgaged the ones that we're going to do before. So you must have to deal with that supply side. And I always, every time I sit back and I'm looking at government officials spouting all manners of theories and all that, the fundamentals are what you need to deal with. You ask yourself, why are we not producing? And then you deal with that problem.
Hold on, you see. Okay, it's even good to know he's an economist. He just said it. It's good to know that. So at least I'm speaking with my peers. You know, now the fact is this: you're talking about oil, and it makes me to wonder, when you know that the oil is coming from where? From your nation, even though you don't want to accept you're a Biafran. The Biafran owns that oil. But guess what? They are busy looting and stealing the oil and the proceeds from the oil. 2 in 1. They steal the oil and they loot the proceeds coming from that oil. To show you that all what they're after is just to grab what they can. While we, the producers, the owners of the oil, oh my God, have mercy. Hey! We, the owners of the oil, we are not partakers of what happens to that oil. Somebody else, a different people, a foreigner, interlopers, drifters, strangers, they came to the land and they came with their so-called constitution to say they have the right over your resources. And when you want to fight, they connive with the other tribe to fight against you in order to stop you from getting your resources. And this man here, a politician, knowing the fact, knowing what is happening, because he's still making some revenues every month, he has checked it, say, okay, I am still doing well than the average Biafran. So let me continue with the modus operandi. It's okay. Let's continue with the flow. They make the oil, they steal the money, it's okay. I still believe in Nigeria. Even though he said the trajectory that Nigeria is going, that destination, there is no road there, it will self-implode. But he's still here talking about the criminals, those who are stealing the oil, to come together and discuss how to make things to be good. You think a criminal, a thief, you think just speaking to them by not calling them out or by not catching them in the act to show that they are criminals, you think they will repent from their sins? Even the mafians back then, the mafians, the drug barons, you see the way they flow. Even when they are making more money, they start going to churches, they start giving out welfare and handouts, they do charity works in order to make them feel good. Robin the Hood. They steal from the people and they give to the people. That is the psychology of those you are dealing with. That is the psychology of the Fulani Cabal. Until you break out from that zoo, you are wasting your time. No amount of talk or dialogue will solve the problem. They have gold in Zamfara. They are not discussing about the gold. Tell me which politician has come here to ask the Fulani Cabal, where is the revenue proceeds from that gold in Zamfara state? Why is that money not in the center? Why is your president not using that money? Why is it not in the budget of that zoo government? Do you know why? Because they are scared of the bully. They know those who are responsible. They know those who are moving that zoo country in a trajectory where it will self-implode. Self-implosion means at the end, after all said and done, in the ultimate analysis, they will have to look back and say, I am tired of you being, of being treated this way. You have pushed me to the wall. There is no other place to go to. It is time to fight. We, the Biafrans, we are saying we are not cowards. We are tired of pushing back. We are saying we are leaving that zoo and nobody can stop us. We are leaving. Nobody can stop us. This year is the year. Let the coward keep on finding a way to Jojo and Wawa. They are trying to make peace with the criminal. People them who are enjoying the oil of your land. Britain told them they were born to rule, and you are still there trying to dilly-dally and discuss with them. Mad monkeys everywhere. You are discussing. Well, I told you in the beginning. Opportunity cost. He's a politician. He's making millions. He knows the money he's making, the average people out there are not making it. So the system must continue. But he's hoping, he's being hopeful that maybe somehow, some way, God will touch the Fulani Cabal. God will touch the oligarch to change their ways, to turn around, to turn a new leaf, to become born again. Oh my God, have mercy. And start treating Nigerians well. The mistake you are making, Mr. Abaribe, is this. The people who are doing you this in that zoo, the people causing the problem in that zoo, when you look in their land, even their own people, those that gave them the way to come into Nigeria, they have turned their people into Almajiri, even though they are stealing the billions, the wealth of the nation, according to the great man, a philosopher, Adam Smith. He discussed the wealth of a nation. For far too long now, the Biafran oil has been the wealth of the nation that they've been stealing. The people who are stealing this money, when you go and look at their own land, thinking, okay, they steal this money, what are they using the money to do? When you look, you will see a big mansion surrounded by poverty, Almajiri culture. That shows they have no empathy. If they could subjugate the Hausa into becoming an Almajiri culture, if they could change the Hausa men who are pride, men of honor, men with pride, men who are proud of the kind of job they do, they have turned them to beggars, Almajiri. If they could do that to the Hausa, why would you think that they would care about you? An infidel, a Southerner, a Christian. What do you think they will care about you for? If their own people with similar culture, with similar religion, they believe in Allah, they are Muslims, they eat the same food, their culture are similar. If they could subjugate them to be Almajiri, beggars of the land, what do you think? Why will you think in your mind that they will love you somehow and make peace with you and make Nigeria great again? No, what they are after is that oil money. And when they have stolen enough, they will now subjugate the whole of Nigeria to turn you into Almajiri. Once they turn you into Almajiri, you will now lose your confidence. You will lose your pride as a man. You will lose your dignity as a human being. You will then turn to beggars. Every month, they'll be giving you free bag of rice, free yam, free bread, grain, free. Everything like a handout. You will start begging for food like a handout. Almajiri has come in. Once you get to that stage, which you are all in, crying now. You are crying, "Ebin Bawao, Ebin Bawao, we are hungry." Now you are in the stage of what? Subjugation. They will now come and become a god over you and your people. They will come and become a master over you and your people. Our Majori culture with them is waxing strong. So when they now come and bring their military or their Boko Haram men or their killer headsmen with their cow, when they come to subjugate your people and send you to the IDP camp, nobody will speak for you. You won't have the balls to fight them because you are now a conquered people. That is where the country is going, the trajectory that this man is speaking about. But he is scared to tell you exactly how it will end. Because for somebody like this man now, this politician here, Abaribe, he is making some money. Don't forget, I said he's making his 100 million naira every month. He's okay with that. Every month, 100 million. When he makes like 2 billion, he will get a family visa to Canada, to Australia, to New Zealand, to the Caribbean island, where you get a green card and a passport, a foreign passport to travel around the whole world. All you need to invest is 1 million, or they say 1 billion for you and your family. It is happening already. There is a continent in the islands there that even if you have $150,000, they will give you their passport and make you a citizen. That is what these guys are doing. That's what they are doing. I saw a politician, his son. I saw him. The passport he had was, I think it's called St. Ives or something. One St. Island in the Caribbean. It can allow them to travel to any country. So these politicians, they are creating the avenue for their people, for their family to escape, not the people, not those who sent them to government. Do you not get it? They are happy. Oh my God, have mercy. Hey, Lord, have mercy. I don't want to shout this time, Lord. I don't want to lament. I don't want to lament. Have mercy, Lord, please. Oh Lord, guide my tongue, guide my tongue. My people, it is shocking. It is shocking. It is shocking. Dear Lord, guide my tongue. I don't want to lament. I don't want to lament, Lord. Please, not today. The problem is this. The people who sent these guys to government, the so-called, those that voted them into power. Let's use that way. These politicians, they know that Nigeria is not working. They know that. They know the zoo is not working. But they choose to remain there because they are making money. They have made enough money to secure themselves and their families. So once they hear Boa, once the implosion starts, as he said, they will take the next flight. They will take the next private jet. They have the money for a private jet. They will fly to the next available country because the passport they have can take them, visa-free to so many countries. Do you now get it? That is why we, the Biafrans, we will not listen to our politicians. Those they call politicians from Southeast, we shall not listen to them. We no go listen to them. Biafra is coming this year. Nobody can stop us because they are already enjoying. They have what they call the opportunity costs. The cost of having Biafra or the cost of remaining in Nigeria and making the 100 million every month. He just said it. He is an economist. He just said it. So he knows the principles of opportunity costs. I rest my case. Let's hear this man and just, go from there, man. Listen.
I think.
So how do we deal with that problem?
Simple. If anybody tells you that we don't know who steals oil,
okay,
the ships that are moving up and down, who is breaking this in this day and age,
okay,
tell him that I said that the person is not saying the truth. Look, technology has made it such that you can track a human being Is that not so?
Okay.
You can take him out.
Yeah.
The Western world does it every time you hear that, oh, a drone has taken out this man in this house.
Okay.
So if they are able to pinpoint that, which means that the whole Earth has geosatellites everywhere.
Right.
Okay.
So you can buy, let me say, you can buy space in a satellite to focus on a particular area. And both infrared, which means you can see at night, and during the day, except for fog. And of course, we don't have fog in our area. Just sometimes very, very distant.
Yeah.
So you can track it. See, I went to the office of the Chief of Naval Staff, and I was with him, and I was looking at, he had these screens in his office, and he could see Takwa Bay, see this, see that.
Listen.
And I was seeing it, and I just said to him, oh, sir, I didn't know that you had all this. I said, okay, no, we can track this, we can track that.
Listen.
Yeah.
And so what's the real problem? I said, oh, there's no linkage between us and NMPC, so we don't know what NMPC... I mean, who's telling us this type of stories? I mean, yeah, it's one country, one president, and then you say the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing.
Listen.
And then you expect us to swallow that. I mean, the same thing happens in the security sector.
Listen.
So, just imagine.
Okay.
200 insurgents on motorcycles riding in a sparsely forested area. Which means that they will be raising billions of dust particles in the air. 200, 300, they're all riding on motorcycles. At the same time, and they are coming from point A to point B. And the security people will tell you, they are unable to know how they are going. How? Who says they don't know? And I was arrested.
Listen to this story now. This is probably why Abaribe fell back from us. Listen to this his story, his personal account of what happened to him by the DSS. Listen.
DSS at one time.
Take it back.
How they are going.
Listen.
Who says they don't know?
Listen.
And I was arrested by DSS at one time. Before time of NIN. There was no NIN, nothing,
What was your offense?
Eventually, they didn't charge me with anything. They just detained me for some time and they left me. I think all that they were just doing was just, that time we were criticizing the Buhari government and all the things that we said that time. It's just the chicken has come home to roost. And all
this, he was arrested by Buhari. He sent the DSS to arrest him. Buhari sent DSS to arrest him. Now you understand why he has changed his language. But let's continue with the story. Just listen.
I was saying then was that you can't tell me that a Fulani that is a Bambara, not a Nigerian Fulani, will come into this country and kill a Nigerian, and you say you can't protect him because he is your brother. Why? And
you said you can't protect him because he is your brother. A Fulani coming from Bambara, coming to that zoo called Nigeria to kill a Christian. And the military, the DSS, they will say they will not attack that Fulani man. Despite he's a foreign Fulani, they will not attack him because he is their brother. Do you now get it? Listen to this man's story. He is going somewhere. He is going somewhere with this one. This one will blow your mind. Listen.
And we're asking those questions. But the point really is this. When I was arrested, I was in front of a barber shop. And when I was...
in Abuja?
In Abuja here. And then, so they took me to their office. And then I was one of the deputy directors, and they were trying to interrogate me, and I was bantering with them. And I said, how did you even know where I was? Because I was driving myself. I was in a small car. I said, oh, no, we just used your phone to track you. There was no NIN. So now every phone has a NIN. Everybody who has a phone is connected. There was no BVN.
Okay.
Right now, every bank account has a BVN. And somebody says, oh, we paid ransom of 20 million, and they gave us account, and the money was paid into the account. And the security people, they tell you, oh, they're unable to track who did what. Look, there's just some collusion going on. And there is no concerted effort to deal with it. It's just more or less like a sense of malaise. Okay, everybody says it's not my problem, not my issue, and they all run away from the responsibility.
Let me
Hold it there. Can you now see what he said? It is not my issue, not my problem. As long as I am making that 100 million as a politician, most Nigerians will never dream of making such money. It is not my problem. Even though they are crying that they want that zoo to break up, I know what they are saying is the right thing, but it is not my problem. It is not my concern. He just told you how they were able to track him. The DSS, they were able to track him as a senator via his cell phone at a time when there was no name, no VPN, I mean BVN. He told you how, oh my God, have mercy, Fulani Cabal and their soldiers, their headsmen, they will be driving, riding a bike, 200 deep, 300 deep. They dust that it will raise up alone. Even a blind man can see it from a mile away. But the police will tell you they don't know where they are because they are their brothers. They sent them on the mission. The mission is to dip the Quran in the River Niger. The mission is to Islamize Nigeria. The mission is to scare everybody off from their farms. The mission is to create poverty in the land. The mission is to turn you into Almajiri culture. The mission is to enslave you. The mission is to Islamize you. When they Islamize you, you will lose your land, you will lose your culture, you will lose your resources, and before you know it, Nigeria will officially become an Islamic country. That's the game. That is the blueprint of the caliphate. I rest my case on this one. I've told you a million times, even though I told you twice. That's a saying. I rest my case. For those who have ears, let them hear. He just told you how the DSS, they tracked him down. A politician, where he was going to cut his hair, he was in his car. They could track him from his cell phone. But every day people are paying money to Boko Haram, who claim to be kidnappers. The Zoom media, they are scared of asking that question. They cannot ask this question. Say, how come every day around the whole clock, people are paying money to the so-called kidnappers? How come they can't be tracked? Simple question. It's because they are doing the job assigned to them by the caliphate. They are doing the job. They call them their what? Shegumi call them their freedom fighters. They are warriors. They are doing God's work. They are doing Allah's work. To subjugate Nigeria, to take Nigeria to the trajectory that Nigeria is going. But we, the Biafrans, our Prime Minister, His Excellency, Mazi Ekpa Simon Njoko, and his government, we shall make sure we implode Nigeria. As we leave the zoo, we shall implode Nigeria. For the love we have for the other tribes. If not, we would have left you guys and just go by ourselves. But for the love we have for you, we shall implode Nigeria. What this man said will surely come to pass this year. What Senator Abaribe said about the implosion, it will come to pass this year. For those who have ears, let them hear. I rest my case. From me, from here, for now, I'm going to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. I remain Biafra Superstars Media. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
I want to use this opportunity to call on the committee for prayers for Gowon. Number one in this committee is Dominica Olewune Chinyere Apo, Blessing Nzom, Gregory Onyejuwa, Chinedu Aguyi, and Presence Odohunoge. This committee will be the official prayer warriors for Gowon to be alive till December. Your prayer point is to pray day and night for Gowon to be alive till December. He will be alive and witness something in December of 2024. There is no other prayer point. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to come out in a historic manner. We have promised Biafra that the prayers that were prayed so far is working. And for the fact that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not given up, believe me, I know what he is made of. Our most important prayer today is for Gowon to be alive till December. Let him not die. It is very, very important, so that the prophecy of our eternal leader will come to pass. You will be alive to see Biafra.
A human being sliced into two. Can you imagine such a thing? Biafra is going to emerge as a nation. Despite the support of Britain, Russia, Egypt, and some other friends of Nigeria, we all will surely come out as a nation because we are fighting a just cause. Even a little child on the street will tell you this. We shall never go back to Nigeria again. God's grace will surely emerge as a nation. And so, as far as this war continues, we'll fight to the last man.